Hello everyone and welcome to my next video blog. Today's topic is around healthy eating habits and approaches, and in particular a focus on your blood type. Now blood type is a controversial topic when it comes to healthy eating habits. What I'm attempting to do today is to decrease that controversy by sharing some of the experiences that I've been through. Blood type eating has to do with, and I have some notes here with me today, is the fact that different blood types digest lectins differently. So I actually just learned about the whole lectin thing a couple days ago with respect to blood types, but I know about lectins from previous conversations around eating healthy. So this lectin topic is really, really interesting, and it explains why I've seen such great results with people eating for their blood types. I learned about blood typing in chiropractic school and eating for blood types. So 1990, so about 30 years ago. And it was a really interesting experience in one of my nutrition classes, because I have a memory when I was a child, about 12 years old, sitting at a dinner, family dinner, and looking at my brother and my mother eating gristle and this roast and just really enjoying it and going, that just doesn't do it for me. I really don't like that. And when we were in chiropractic school, and this instructor was telling us about eating right for your blood type, which was developed by doctors D'Adamo, father and son, and how O blood types are meat eaters and A blood types are vegetarian. And I'm an A blood type and they're O blood types, and I knew this at the time. I went, oh, this explains a lot. So there's my little story around blood types. The reason I'm so passionate about blood types and talking about it today is because I actually talk about it a lot with people. If they come to me asking me about healthy eating habits and diet and all the biochemistries, I'm going to ask them if they know their blood type. And if they don't know their blood type, I like to find out what their blood type is, because it is that crucial, in my opinion, in helping people with their healthy eating habits and their health. And so now we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth. So let's just get on with it. So the top most popular eating habits and approaches out there these days in North America are around the paleo, keto, and intermittent fasting approaches. And then a little bit lower down are things like Mediterranean, vegetarian, and vegan type, as far as popularity is concerned. So let's look at the most popular out there in North America these days: paleo, keto, and intermittent fasting. Those approaches to eating are based upon the mammoth hunter approach to eating. That's the correlation there. Mammoth hunters ate meat and probably some grass and some fruits of some sort, and they most surely went times without not having any food. So that's where the intermittent fasting came in. What's really interesting when we look at blood type is that when you look at the evolution of blood type, O blood types was the original blood type, and guess where O blood type developed? In the northern hemisphere and the northern part of the northern hemisphere, which is where the mammoth hunters were doing their thing. So this interesting correlation between O blood type and these most popular and successful eating approaches for people in North America, because most of us have ancestors from Europe and the north, even indigenous people from the north. So there's this correlation with why O blood type are most common, and why paleos and ketos and intermittent fasting are most popular and common and successful in North America. The next most popular eating approaches out there are like the Mediterranean, vegetarian, vegan. And I'm the first to say, let's eat more vegetables and less meat. And I'm also the first to say that if you're going to get meat, you want that animal to have had a really happy life. Okay, so grass-fed, healthy, out there in the farms having a good time. So just so you know. But the Mediterranean, vegetarian, vegan approach, of course, is based on farming. So when you're eating, and by that I mean vegetable and fruit farming, it was the Mediterranean diet in particular developed around the Mediterranean when people started to farm more. So less meats, more fruits and vegetables, more grains. And guess what? When we look at the A blood type development, A blood type was the second blood type to develop, and it developed in the Mediterranean. Interesting correlation, A blood type and Mediterranean. There's B blood types and AB blood types, not so common in North America, and A blood type, second most common in North America. Anyways, but I won't talk about Bs and ABs, but if you look in the books, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, you can learn about eating right for your blood type as well. One key thing I want to share about A blood types and B, because B is dominant as well, but in blood typing, an A can be an A and an A, or an A can be an A and an O. We won't go into the science of that, a little complex. But there are many anemic A's out there, and it's because they have an O subgroup, and O's need more meat, whereas A's, like myself, I'm an AO blood type. I have got a tendency to go anemic because I don't feel like I want the meat, but my blood needs it. So in a nutshell, we could talk about this for hours, this topic, but I'm doing my best to simplify it for you. Let's go over the bigger picture of this. So looking at trends over the last few decades as far as eating is concerned. In the 70s, which is when I was growing up and had the Scarsdale diet on the fridge, which is a version of the Atkins diet, which is when high protein became more popular, things were good. And from the 70s to the 80s, this high protein diet was really popular and very successful because it was basically the first edition of this paleo keto phase. In the 80s though, in mid 80s and into the 90s and even in the early 2000s, high fat became a bad thing. That's when the cholesterol issue came in. So the trend and the recommendations were to go to low fat, which and they replaced fats with sugar, which is a carb. So there was this 15 to 20 year period of eating high carbs, which for an O blood type, the majority in North America, causes obesity and lots of health problems. And we're still recovering from that to this day. So this 80s and 90s trend of low fat, high carb was really responsible for a lot of obesity issues. Luckily though, 2019 and over the last 5 to 10 years, we've had this realignment, in my opinion, of blood type eating with healthy eating approaches and diets out there. So how cool is it? And that's, I know why we're seeing such success with people, especially the paleos, keto, fasting, because the majority of O blood types are in North America, and it's helping them to become healthier again. I think that's it. So far, this is the most complex conversation I've shared with you in a few minutes. I trust it makes some sense. If you have any questions and you want to put them in the comments, that would be great to place them there. If you have any personal messages you want to send me, that would be great. I know this is controversial. However, I hope I've simplified it a bit for you. If you have any success stories, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.